Hey, good morning. You may be able to hear the sea in the background here. I've set you up in a slightly precarious position. You're balanced on a chair, which I hope will stay, and on top of a table. So this is Anya Devine here. I'm coming to you from the Boatshore Cottage in Cockenzie, where I sometimes teach workshops. This weekend I'm not teaching a workshop here. I'm just staying for my own pleasure, really, having a weekend off and just really enjoying being beside the seaside. It's a really fantastic location here. You can probably hear the stormy sea. It's almost in full again. I think it was like that last night. I did a small kind of seascape sitting outside with my hot water bottle on my knee, and as the tide came in full around, I'd say it was around 8:30 or something, I finished. But it's really spectacular. It's kind of hard to draw myself away from it, actually, because I've got full view out the window here. I'm able to see like the foamy waves crashing over the rocks. It's amazing, really beautiful and powerful, And I guess I'm fortunate to be wrapped up in my dressing gown, safe and sound here, and able to actually appreciate the magnitude of it without being in danger of any kind. So I'm very grateful for that. And there's it is beautiful. The froth as it dances up into the sky, like there's splashes of foamy white. And yesterday I went for a walk along the path. I didn't realise it was still coming in, the tide. And I stood for ages by the wall, where back I thought far enough that I wouldn't get touched by the water. But one flash wave came crashing up to my waist. I mean, it was just, yeah. It felt a bit nuts. I laughed out loud, but I was soaked. Like my boots are drying on the heater now. And but I ran along a little bit further where it was out of the waves, and sat until the tide came in full up on a wall. So I was able to witness it from a place of more safety, I remember as children going along in Harbourview, where we grew up in West Cork, going along to the waves, see the waves there. One time when it was really stormy, and there was kind of a blowhole thing, like a hole in the rocks where the water would shoot up through it. And I remember my brother and my sister and I sitting on the rocks. I think, how memories are a bit vague. I need to ask them what happened, but I think it was the two of them that got completely soaked. They were sitting, like my mum was a bit worried when we came home and told her that we had been completely covered in a wave. But again, it was like a surprise, didn't expect the waves to come up so far. And I suppose this is the thing, to have respect for the sea too. And I think there was something about like every third wave, there was some rhythm to it. As we looked at it, we could kind of find, that every sixth or seventh or something, there'd be three waves that are very, very full and big, and then they go back to being quiet again. I was trying to figure out last night, just really noticing that there were different breaking points for the waves over the harbour at Port Seaton. They were coming right over the harbour wall and crashing onto the vehicles that were parked there, like. And then at other times that the same height of wave would seem to crash over the rocks here. So it was hitting different points at different times. These are a couple of little shells that I found outside the front there. Like, these are ones that somebody picked and placed in the garden bit for the cottage, but I also found some myself last night. They were being thrown up onto the path. I'm just going to paint in the shadow, or draw in the shadow here as well. I might be shaking, because I'm resting on the frame of the chair as I'm drawing. And it's also my camera holder, this chair. So I'm going to darken the shadow bit that's cast by the shell onto the paper, especially where it meets the body of the shell. And I might introduce a little bit of colour. I thought I would use this because it's clearer than the pencil. And I didn't want to turn on the electric light because when I did turn it on, it just made it all different. I feel like there's a sea light about this. You can imagine this, I don't know, do you know what I mean? It feels like there's something coming from the sea in this light. And it is, like, the window is right there to my left. So you can hear it. I left the window open all night. I sleep in this room as well. And while it's a little bit cold now, it's actually really lovely. Having the hot water bottle on my feet is a help. It's nice and fresh anyway. I was a little bit kind of, I don't know, groggy, or not groggy exactly, but like in a bit of a funk or something this morning. It helps me to get up and do my yoga and meditation, I think. At least I felt like that was a good idea when I woke up, because sometimes when I wake up and I'm not in the best of form, I find that if I stay in bed, I can ruminate over things and create issues and stories where there are none. So I got up and straight away, fairly straight away, I made myself a pot of tea first and stuff, but I did a bit of stretching. And then I tried to post the video that I made last night of the landscape. It's only like a minute long or something. I put that up on YouTube, and then I sat and did a meditation on the window seat. And the meditation was the business, actually. I did feel a lot better after doing that. I felt like I wasn't so hard on myself or something. It's funny how we get into states, isn't it? I don't even exactly know what it was. There's nothing really bothering me. And this is another thing that I find helpful, just sitting and drawing and talking to you. I suppose the thing is, the thing about coming here is that it's a holiday break for myself, and maybe I had anticipated, maybe I'm worried about setting myself up to do lots of things or something like that, Like, I've bought the Artist's Way with me, and I think I might do that, and I might do some creative writing, and the children are coming down today and tomorrow, and I want to make it nice for them too, and have like nice food. And so, and then there's a book festival thing happening in Kilkenzie House by chance this weekend. And really, there's enough things for like 2 weeks, not to mind a day. So I've really just got today for myself, so I'm just gonna take a chill pill, I think, as my niece Ellen would say, and just see what the day brings. I would like to read some more of The Artist's Way at least, and consider, because I feel like I'm kind of ripe for that at the moment. The way sometimes you just feel like you need some sort of direction that's really empathetic to creativity. Because I've been doing the James Clear now, the Atomic Habits, reading that every night for a while again, rereading it, and it's all about consistency in your approach, and like routine, and making it easy, and all of that. And I think that the artist's way, in a way, would kind of complement that, because she's all about, not beating up on yourself um, and engaging that spirit of play that's yours alone. I just remember really loving the exercises in it and feeling like it brought me back to a place of being truly creative myself, like without pressure or procrastination or any of that carry on. So I'm selling it to myself now. I'm going to start, I think after I've done this drawing and posted the video, I'll sit down with my cup of tea, maybe at the window seat. I could bring the table over to the window seat, because I can't be away from the sea when it's like that. It's just so powerful and compelling. The waves are still crashing in. Maybe I'll sit there at the window seat with the waves outside and read the first chapter and do whatever. I think there's a set of exercises, if I remember rightly, for every chapter, at the end of every chapter. So it's a 12-week course. It's a course in uncovering and recovering your creative self. That's how it's billed on the front. And so just take a drink of tea. Uncovering and recovering your creative self, yeah. So there's little exercises every week, and you can tune in then at the end of the week and report back what you did. And one of the things you have to have done is at the beginning at least an hour of an artist date, where you go and do something just for yourself for no reason other than it's fun. And you're not allowed to visit a gallery thinking that that you'll be getting brownie points for that. It's like, only if you really want to see the exhibition, go to the gallery. But you might just go for a paddle in the water. Actually, I might do that very thing myself. Although I'll have to watch the waves, because I don't want to get drowned. I don't want to get covered in water. Yesterday, up to my waist was enough. That was a bit of a cheap lesson for me, wasn't it? When I said drowned there, I meant drowned wet. I didn't mean to make light of that awful way of dying. I'm sorry if it's triggered anybody. I'm just drawing the cast shadow now of this one. I mean, it's exciting just to look and transcribe or respond as best I can. I'm not saying that this is a brilliantly accurate drawing, but I feel I'm watching and looking and curious to see what's happening here. And I enjoy that. I love that kind of sense of seeing and drawing down, seeing and drawing down. It's a very happy place for me. So maybe when Inktober is over, and I know I'm not really following it faithfully anyway, but maybe when it's over, I might do a November one, because I'm enjoying having a prompt for having for my own self, having a reason to turn up every day and do some little thing. So I am going to continue doing this for November as well, and it would be lovely if you wanted to join me doing it too. I did say I was going to put maybe a touch of colour into this. Let me see if I've got anything. I think there's just this shell's got some colour down there at that end. Maybe at the top here as well a little bit. I'm not sure if the colour I have is a little bit dark. What's this one? Whoa, it's bright. I think that's the same, really. Yeah, this one looks like it'll work. It's a little bit more yellow ochre-y than terracotta-ish colour of the previous one. Not that I plan on bringing loads of colour in, but it looks like I'm committing myself to some now. Because you can't just put colour in one part of the shell and leave the rest alone. Well, I could, but I don't think it sits very well. And then this one. Okay. I kind of feel a little bit trigger happy now that this started with the colour, and there's part of me that wants to keep going. What's this? It's quite dark, but there's something in this one that feels a bit Payne's Grey to me, and I think this colour is close to Payne's Grey. I feel like I don't want to stop now a little bit because I'm enjoying talking to you and I'm enjoying doing this drawing. And I feel like I might sit here all day long and just get more and more shells, and but maybe I will do another drawing. I might find something. I'll go for a walk, I think, along by the water's edge, staying well back from the sea, and I might find something to draw later on today as well. Yeah, it'd be good to get out as well, like, don't want to be just sitting in. Well, I could sit in all day long, that'd be alright too. And here's a bright blue. Well, it's not that bright, is it? So I hope that you're doing okay. I hope that you're doing fantastically well, that you're thriving and feel at home in yourselves this day and feel peace and presence and are cherishing the lives that you've got, all of that stuff. And if that's all a bit tricky, I hope that the day breathes easy for you. I hope that, wishing you all the very best, really. That's all I can say. Wishing you all the very best. And oftentimes I find that if there is a kind of a tricky day, that guaranteed there'll be a day or two after where you feel completely buoyant again. Within a short space of time, it's a small, it feels to me like it's a small, I don't know if it's true that life works like this, but a price to pay. It sounds awful, but you know that sometimes if I'm feeling a bit low, I think, oh yeah, this is usually the precursor to feeling really good, so not to worry. Well, I could have stopped 10 minutes ago, I'd say. And I might have had something resembling those lovely shells. Anyway, it's lovely to see you, to talk with you. I'll try and turn around. So see you. All the best. Bye.